Good evening yet again from the Novadear Beach. Sunday, September 13th. We're right in between meteorological autumn and astronomical autumn. So we're getting autumn days mixed with summer days. It's going back and forth. Tonight it's pretty cool. It has been for 3 days. After a lot of heat and humidity and no wind, we've had lots of wind from the north and very cool. This evening, well, first let me say, please subscribe to Philosophy Pop-Up Workshop if you're interested in the subjects that I'm discussing, and if you wish, please do so. Tonight, we're going to go back to social issues, primarily having to do with the U.S., but some of it broader. We will get back to COVID, believe me, very soon. But I think I need to say something about the background and what has transpired in the U.S. in particular in the last few months. Background first, and it doesn't just apply to the U.S. The treatment of the indigenous peoples of the Americas, from Nunavut to Tierra del Fuego, has been nothing short of an abomination over these centuries, since European contact. You can cite certain examples, of course, like the Inca, or the Aztecs, or the Osage, or the Northern Cheyenne. But those are just 4 tribes amongst thousands of tribes in the Americas. That is a great shame. Beyond that, the treatment of sub-Saharan Africans of direct descent from Africa has been yet another abomination. The way they've been treated, not just in the US, but in Brazil as well, and in smaller groups in Central American countries and other South American countries, has been an abomination. And another element, which is very much to the fore now, is the way that immigrants are being treated in this country. Yes, the United States has always had a history of it's difficult for new immigrants and they get pressed down, and it's kind of, how would I put it? It's like a hazing in a sense. But the degree of this is so extreme, and people are very much missing, in a sense, in their own interest, beyond the human, beyond the moral. What people are really missing is that America is made from immigrants. All human beings here are immigrants, including Native Americans, of course, indigenous, they're just much earlier. Everybody has come here at one time or another. And what people have to remember or realize for the first time is that it requires fresh air and fresh blood and fresh energy. This country is built on that. It makes the country better and better and better. We need the infusion. And here I'm just talking about people in their own self-interest. I'm not even using the moral, spiritual argument. I'm saying in one's own self-interest, it is critically important to have an infusion of new immigrants, and a lot too. We take very few. We're a country of 330 million people on this huge landmass. I'm sorry, but I'm going to talk. I look at what the Germans have done with about a fifth of our population. This is the other extreme. Big country, 82 million people approximately. A landmass that's a lot less than a fifth of the U.S. It's a very dense country. Look at the way they took in 1 million refugees. That's the opposite extreme. we take almost no refugees, almost no asylum seekers. And many of the immigrants, particularly from Central America, are very much worthy of getting asylum. They come from environments where there is so much bloodshed. There's a history of civil wars, and by the way, civil wars that we've been very involved with, especially in El Salvador and Guatemala. So Americans, I would argue, have an extra responsibility to bring them in and take care of them. Look at the biggest gang in El Salvador, and I'm sure it has affiliates in other parts of Central America. MS-13, the seeds of that were planted in Los Angeles, California, and then exported back to San Salvador. Many of these gang members saw atrocities, or their parents were from that. Americans have a tremendous responsibility on multiple levels to deal with the repercussions of both of those civil wars, both in El Salvador and Guatemala. I think I don't want to go too far and too long, and this is a very complex issue. So I think I will actually bring it to a close and continue on another day. But the fundamental message, if I'm going to bring this together, is that there must be much greater appreciation of people who look different and who are new to the country, and a great appreciation for people who look different, who've been here in some cases for tens of thousands of years, with indigenous Americans, and with African Americans. They've been here since the beginning of the European experience. And on that, all the best, God bless, take care.